And hello, late tea time, podders, and it is late. It is late. It is past tea time, because it is dark, and it is the Open first round has just finished. And look who's back with us. We had the joy of Matt Cooper for the preview, but Dave Tindall rejoined us. DT, how are you?
I'm fine. I think I've been blogging it for the last about 6 hours for the Guardian, so I'm a bit kind of like, oh,
We say blagging it or blogging it.
bit of both, yes.
Bit of both. Anyway, we've had a very good day. I do like, before we get into it, I do like courses like this when you can see the very best actually get properly tested. There's been a whole host of big names really struggle today, but those that have controlled their ball and have planned their way around and controlled the wind and stuff have succeeded. And Shane Lowry was top of the tree, but just at the end there, DT, and Dan Brown, the author, he's top of the pile.
Yeah, it's one of those ones. I don't know if you work in the industry, you kind of know how it kind of operates, and you're thinking there'll be so many people in that press tent going, "Oh no, they've written all these lovely Shane Lowry stories, and it's neat and it's a nice narrative. The former Open winner leaves again, and suddenly Dan Brown has got all these holes to play, so all deadlines are ruined. No one can sort of settle until just in case he takes the lead. He does take the lead. So
6 under, well played to him.
So anyone who cheated and wrote a story about Lowry leading, have to rip that one up. No good.
It's the golfing equivalent of a super over in a T20 when it looked as if it was going to be one-sided and the other team claws it back. Anyway, Dan Brown 6 under, Shane Lowry 5 under, Justin Thomas back to form. Good to see. 3 under. You got the likes of Alex Nurren, Nikolai Højgaard. You've got Justin Rose, Russell Henley, Xander Schauffele, Mackenzie Hughes, and Joseph Dean, who played well towards the end today, bubbling under at 2 under. And as I say, a whole host of big names at 4 over, 5 over, and bigger. Here are the prices ahead of round 2. Scotty Scheffler still favourite because he had a decent enough round. 4-1. Shane Lowry 5-1. Xander Schauffele 6s. Justin Thomas 16s. Brooks Koepka 16s. Colin Morikawa, my mate, he's at 33. So is Matt Fitzpatrick, and Alex Noren is 33s as well. Tony Finau 40-1. You have to scroll on quite a long way before you find the leader, and because the bookies don't rate him, he's at 50-1. Daniel Brown, the last time I looked, anyway, which is only a few minutes ago. Where are we with this then? Because it's going to take some clawing back for the likes of Rory and co. 7 over, Rory.
Yeah, no, he's gone basically. I saw a stat from Justin. His name's gone. See, I'm punch drunk, you see. The stats guy, Justin. Just Justin, what a guy. I think he said something like people who shoot 78 in Opens, 5% of them make the cut. That's make the cut, never mind about win. So Rory's just about had it, hasn't he? So no chance from here.
Well, they're talking about 4 over, maybe 5 over if it's really bad tomorrow as the cut.
Yeah, I mean, he might. If you remember Royal Portrush, which has kind of got echoes of this with Lowry right up there. McIlroy had a disaster, didn't he, on day 1 there, and then he did this brave sort of fight to make the cut on day 2, and it didn't quite happen for him. But I mean, he might get through, but he's not winning this now. So, anyone who had a Rory ticket, excuse me, that's gone. And to be honest, there's a theme in majors. I was looking back to where the last 14 major winners, Open winners, had sat after day 1. 12 of the 14 had been in the top 10 after day 1. So if you look at the top 10 now, you're almost certainly going to find the winner. I mean, you can argue, I think it's Scheffler 11th, I think. So he's sort of having to defy a bit of history to come from where he is. So
Scotty Scheffler is in that gaggle on one under, which is tied 11th. I mean, having said that, he's only he's behind Shane Lowry. He's only 2 behind Justin Thomas.
You can do that. Well, he's only 1 off, but you can keep doing that, and history just says no. You've got to sort of have a cut-off point.
Yeah, but he's Scotty Scheffler, Dave. He's Scotty Scheffler.
He's Scotty Scheffler, but then there's probably other players who are brilliant.
Other players aren't Scotty Scheffler, Dave.
No, but he's still sort of, he's still got to play by the rules of history, which are quite strict, that they don't allow for names. They just look at numbers.
I had, by the way, just before we carry on, I had a couple of people contact me and DM me on Twitter saying, "Is Dave all right?" After you didn't show up on the preview, so the people were worried about you. They missed you.
That's very kind of them. Yes.
And I just told them no. He's just basically lazy. He couldn't be bothered.
And we thought we'd cash in on Matt Cooper's presence at the course, so he did.
Well, he did a very good job, Matt, in your absence, and he's back on Saturday ahead of Sunday's final round. So
yeah.
But I've got the pleasure of you tonight and tomorrow night.
Not tomorrow night.
No. You're back Saturday, aren't you? The final round. Matt's back with me on Friday. That's right.
We're kind of like a relay team passing the baton back and forth.
So anyway, we should say before we get too much further, switchwatersupply.com. Thank you very much for your sponsorship of the Late Tea Time podcast. If you want to save money on your business water bills, then go to switchwatersupplier.com, register, and they can save you literally thousands, tens of thousands on your water bills, depending obviously on the size of your business and your water consumption. Definitely worth a look, switchwatersupplier.com. Anyway, let's get our teeth into this, DT. Where are we going to go in terms of who you think, well, we're talking top 10, who's going to win it?
Well, I'm going to go with history. So I've got two bets at this stage at halfway. So I'm going to go with Lowry because he's got a bit of a march on most of these, hasn't he? Even Scheffler, he's got, 4 shots on him?
Yeah.
Lowry's won one of these. Scheffler hasn't won one of these. And I do quite like, looking at the weather forecast, it does look as though when you add it all up, the players who played late early are going to have a bit of an advantage. So Lowry was late off today, as was Scheffler, to be fair, as was Dan Brown, to be fair. But I would look at anyone who had a late finish today. It can get out a bit earlier tomorrow, make a score, and then it looks like the wind's going to pick up a bit. So
they reckon it's going to be stronger winds tomorrow than today.
Yeah. So again, I'd rather have the score in the bag now rather than trying to sort of make it. So I would back Lowry at 5-1. I think you can get, is that the best price? 5-1. I think you can get Shane Lowry. It's almost
if he gets out early and does okay, he puts pressure on everybody else coming later as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's just going to be hard to play catch up in conditions like this. And he's won an Open. He knows what you've got to do. So I think it's not exactly an each way bet to nothing, but I think if you back him at 5-1, you can go each way, knowing that there's every chance he'll finish top 5 from here, and a really good chance I think he wins from here.
Yeah.
So I do like Lowry hit from this point as a kind of those. You see, Scheffler 4-2. I know he's Scottish Scheffler, but he's got a few strokes to make up. He's never finished better than 8th in an Open. He's still got to prove it. If this was in an American course that he gobbles up every week, you think, he's the one, isn't he? But on this course, in these conditions, different. So I would shy away from him at that price, given that he's 4 shots behind Lowry already.
And Shane Lowry, when I saw him in the post-match, he was glowing. He looks in good nick. He looks fit. He looks healthy, and his eyes are twinkling. He looks like he's absolutely loving it.
Yeah, he visited Troon a couple of weeks ago to play a couple of practice rounds. Kind of got there early, got it in his system. Then he didn't have to come here and learn it late on. So I think he's in a really good place. Played well in the US PGA, played well in the US Open. So his build-up to this week is similar to when he won at Royal Portrush, really. He didn't miss the Scottish Open on both occasions. So I think, he's the one I do like. I would probably put Xander Schauffele as the biggest threat. Again, he's got a morning tea time tomorrow. Fresh off a major win.
I was thinking about Xander because he's got that run, hasn't he, of top 10, top 20 finishes in majors where he's just on a ridiculous run off them. And if you backed him top 10 in every major, you'd be laughing, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
For the last 3 years or whatever it's been.
You'd be doing well backing him top 5 as well. I mean, you might have to pick one or the other, but I don't know, if you say you just had 2 win bets from this point on, Lowry and Schauffele, I think every chance you've got the winner there. But I will go further down the betting for my other each way pick.
Before you do, let's play the Switchwater advert, and then we'll come back with DT's. second pick for ahead of round 2. Switch Water Supplier, the sponsor of the Late Tee Time podcast, they can help you save money on your business bills.
All golfers want to stay away from the water. That splash as your round sinks beneath the surface is never a good sound. But golf courses rely on water to keep those fairways and greens lush. For that post-round shower or the clean glass at the 19th hole. Golf courses, indeed most businesses, spend way too much money on their water bills. Switch Water Supplier can cut your water costs and help your business save money. Register now at switchwatersupplier.com. They will do all the hard work and get your business the very best price for your water supply and claim money back if you've been overcharged. Switchwatersupplier.com. Switching made simple.
Indeed, switching made simple. Then Shane Lowry's on our betting slip. He's 5-1. Xander Schauffele joins him. He's 6-1. So if one of those wins, happy days. And where are we going to go with your other pick then?
So the other pick is quite sort of formulaic, but he's a big price. So if we're saying you want someone in the top 10, right? And then we're adding in the fact that it would help if they have a morning tee time tomorrow. Look down that list and you get a few short price. You've got Lowry, who's short price. You've got Schauffele. Mackenzie Hughes.
Yes, he looked nice and tidy tonight.
Yes. And what odds can you give me on Mackenzie Hughes?
I can give you, I mean, it's not me that's giving you the odds, really. It's the bookmakers of this world. But Mackenzie Hughes, you have to scroll down some way, DT. Where are you, Mackenzie? There he is. Best price at, 90-1, 5 places with Sky Bet.
Is that right? Definitely right. He's as big as that, is he?
That's where he is on here, yeah. Let's see if I can add that to the slip. He appears 90-1, yeah. And 5 places with Sky Bet. I mean, obviously that is at the time of recording. He may come in if there's a way to money on him, but 90-1 is what's showing at the moment.
So if you're going off this formula, if he's just in the top 10, which is where you need to be, and he's got an early tee time, that's good. Very good. You could leave it at that, thinking, well, he ticks a couple of boxes, but then you look at his major record. It's pretty poor, but 2 years ago at Royal St George's, he finished 6th. It's like, whoa. So he's proved he can sort of go the distance in one of these. 6th place at Royal St George's 2 years ago. I don't think anyone would remember that particularly unless you backed him that week because he wasn't part of the main story. Colin Morikawa won that year, obviously. But yeah, Mackenzie Hughes, he's got some pedigree there.
I thought you were going to end that with and his major record is rubbish and just leave it at that.
Well, it is bar that. Well, I think he's had a 15th in the US Open, but the fact that he's had a big Open finish recently suddenly gives him a whole new kind of aura to me, because I just thought I'm picking him for these kind of formulaic reasons, but no, you could pick him on the grounds that he's played really well in one of these before. So at the prices. From that combination of in the top 10 now after round 1 and a good tee time, I think he's a really interesting each way bet, Mackenzie Hughes. As you looking at his stats, he played like Mackenzie Hughes plays. He putted really well. He does it all around the greens. He can be a bit loose, but yeah, why not? Big price.
Just a final word. Alex Noren was one of your picks last week, wasn't he? Didn't quite do the business for us in terms of the bet last week, but he's right at the top of the standings, 2 under. And often I find with you can smell a win coming. You can smell a player doing well, and maybe you put him up 1 week, but he wins the week after. Yeah,
it can be that. Yeah, premature tipulation, I think, is the phrase people use.
You can get tablets for that, DT.
Oh. So I did actually back Noren in December at 150-1 for this, and then realised he wasn't in the field. And he wasn't in the field up until last week when his big finish got him in. So I've got that in the bag as a sort of cheeky anti-post bet. So yeah, he played really well today, Noren, -2. I did back him for first round leader as well today, actually. He got a bit of each way money, finished tied 4th at sort of 66-1. But he's got a really good Open record. It's consistent. So yeah, if you wanted to look at someone else What were his odds? I missed them scrolling across.
Alex Noren, best price at the moment
Decent, isn't it?
of, where are you, Alex? 30s, 5
Yeah,
places with Bet365.
Yeah, if you're looking for sort of some each way value, the betting's quite sort of lopsided already. You've got the three favourites separated at the top of the betting: Scheffler, and Lowry, and then there's a bit of a jump. So if you can pick someone else from the pack, you're going to get decent odds.
Well, as you, if you've been watching the prices running across the bottom of the screen, as you said, there's the top three, and then everybody else is in one massive, great big clump, and with hardly much between them in terms of price. So you can find the winner from them.
Someone's got to fill those places. So yeah, there's opportunity there for a nice each way bet.
Yeah, marvellous. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Didn't see much of the day today because I was on the cricket, but watched it this evening when I got home. And as I say at the start, I love courses like this because you see players that, because you watch some of the kind of USPGA stuff, and it is like throwing darts into greens. It's kind of, they make it look really easy, and you almost lose some of the comprehension that golf's actually a tough game at times because they're just all doing really well, and 30 under wins it or something like that on the Sunday. Whereas this is a test for all of them, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a test with, things, you're never that far away. The margins are sort of, you saw Rory McIlroy today, he's going along quite well. Comes to that 8th hole, the postage stamp, and his ball lands on the green. And you think, is it going to stay? And then sort of grip, and then it falls into the bunker. From there, he takes double bogey, and his round unravels. You just think it's almost like a sliding doors moment in a round. And if you get on the wrong train and it's going away, you couldn't go to an American course and have Dan Brown beat Rory McIlroy by 13 shots. It's impossible. Yeah. But here, if one goes one way and one the other, there's scope for these sort of wild variances. So,
and they were saying that even the fairways that are quite wide, they've got gradients on them. So if you hit the wrong gradient, you kind of ball rolls off into a bunker. On the as you said, on the greens, you need to hit the right part of the green, otherwise you slope off and miss. Yeah. They were saying as well that at the start, all the way through the practice, the wind's blowing one way, turns around today, and it's completely confounded some of them, isn't it?
Yeah, normally those opening 6 holes, they're sort of with the wind behind that they were into it today. So it gave it an interesting dynamic, which is, again, it's great that the wind is sort of one of the great defenses of the course, and it really does make a difference.
Yeah, absolutely magnificent. The Open is with us then. So our picks at the moment, TT's picks ahead of the second round. Shane Lowry and Xander Schauffele both have had very good first rounds, 5-1 and 6-1 respectively, to win the blimmin' thing, the Claret Jug. And Mackenzie Hughes, he's in the top 10. That's where the winner comes from. 90-1, 5 places. You have to shop around. You might not get that price now, but he's going to be somewhere up there in terms of a nice chunky price. And if you play him each way, good luck with that. Good luck with all of your bets. Gamble responsibly, late tea time pullers around the world, and enjoy the rest of the golf. I will see you tomorrow. I will be with. Who am I with tomorrow? I'm with Matt tomorrow. I've got Matt back from Troon, so he will be getting the local flavour for us, and DT will be back ahead of the final round. Happy betting, everybody. Enjoy the golf, and I'll see you again tomorrow.
Always gamble responsibly. Visit begambleaware.org for more information.